Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through on this freezing cold night. This is the one day of winter we're going to have this year. I'm declaring it because I don't like winter, so I'm declaring that this is the day. After this, we go back to warm again. We love this Joburg weather. It's absolutely fantastic. But today has been freezing cold, so thank you for making the effort to come out. And for all of you around the country today, I hope it wasn't as cold for you where you were as it was for us here in Joburg. It was absolutely terrible. But I am still filled with the heat and the energy of Saturday morning. For those of you who were with us down in Bloemfontein on Saturday morning, it was epic. It was absolutely epic to see so many people from the Free State and around the country join us there for what was an amazing, amazing Saturday. And you guys would have seen it in your channels. Everybody must have seen it in their channels. And we've gone from strength to strength just from a Saturday alone. And so it's very, very exciting at the moment to be part of DuePoint. It is an amazing place, a little oasis in the middle of the South African economy at the moment, where there is joy, hope, aspiration, and success, outside of which really we are seeing things get worse and worse and worse. I don't know if you guys are reading the newspapers today, but in the newspapers today, they were talking about what's left of the dregs of the South African economy and just how difficult it's going to be to turn our economy around. And yet here at DuePoint, every day, year after year, month after month, week after week, day after day, we are changing people's lives and giving them absolute control again of their economies. Guys, before we really get into the meat of tonight, let me remind you that you're at DuePoint this evening. Those of you who are here, those of you who are watching, you're watching a DuePoint introduction presentation, and DuePoint is not a new business. DuePoint is a division of a very long-standing insurance company in South Africa called Constantia. We're a public and listed company. We've been around for 68 years. We are a licensed and listed regulated insurance company. And so you might not have heard of DuePoint before, but I can assure you that we have been part of the financial services industry for a long time and have been part of its history here in South Africa. Now, about half a decade ago now, we sat down to formulate a solution to the problem that we're all living in now. As I described to you a little bit earlier, the South African economy is in tatters, as is most of Africa's, but we seem to be leading the way at one point, and we've kind of lost our direction. And what this has done for us as South Africans is it's put us in a position where we've lost control of our personal economics. Our personal economics is our income. No one here and no one watching today is able to control their income in South Africa. None of you are going to be able to walk into your employer's office tomorrow and say, I need a raise. I need a raise because things are too expensive in South Africa. None of you have the ability to do that. None of you have the ability to start your own business and actually succeed because we're in a receding economy. And none of us can just reskill or get promoted or do something different. We can't just do that. And therefore, we cannot control our income. What we live on are these things that I'm now calling old tools. Old tools are jobs and opportunities that were around, 100 years ago. And those old tools are no longer producing wealth for us as South Africans. They're actually just holding us in poverty. And we know this. All of us know that we're being held in poverty by these old tools. And what we wanted to do is create a new tool that could put South Africans ahead of the inflation that is occurring in our receding economy. We might have less and less jobs every year, but our prices are not decreasing to reflect the situation of the average South African. In fact, prices are rising constantly. I've been using my basket of goods to talk about inflation. When you read the articles every year from government that say inflation is X amount for the last year, they use this term, the basket of goods. They look at a basket of goods and they say, how much did prices increase year on year? So I've been using my own basket, the basket that you and I have to pay for when we go and buy groceries every year. And I've been tracking it throughout the year, as you guys know, in our presentations. And guess what happened this weekend? This weekend, I went out to buy that monthly basket again. What do I buy? I don't buy anything fancy. I go down to the local spa and I buy cool drinks. That's what's in my basket. Fizzy drinks, Pepsi, Light, Sprite, some fruit juice, maybe some sparkling water. I buy a trolley full of cool drinks. That's meant to last my household a month. I have to slow my kids down. They're growing, so they're drinking more than they're meant to be. But nonetheless, I buy that. And I've bought exactly the same trolley every month since January this year. And you guys will remember when we started in January this year, I had already exclaimed how I'd gone up from 600 Rand last year to 800 Rand in January. Then about 3 months ago, I said to you it had risen to 1,200 Rand. That's the same basket in just these 6 months. It had gone from 800 to 1,200 Rand. Well, it cost me 1,789 Rand this weekend. That means it was 800 Rand in January, and it is now 1,800 Rand 6 months later. You know what they're going to tell us? They're going to tell us that inflation is 6% for 2018. Any of us believe here that inflation is 6%? No. No, inflation is now starting to creep up towards, I would guess for 2019 it's going to be close to 50%. For you and me on the ground. Everyone else can call it 6%, but when I look at a basket of goods, the same basket of goods, over 6 months going from 800 Rand to 1,800 Rand, don't tell me inflation is 6%. We need new tools. We need new tools in South Africa. Don't come and tell DuePoint people that we need a job. The job is the old tools, and it has created poverty. We now need something that equips us as individuals. We don't need a boss anymore. We need us as individuals with a new tool that will create economic change for us and keep us ahead of the wave of inflation in South Africa. And that is what we developed 5 years ago. We called it the DuePoint system, and it is a very, very simple system that we built for every South African. It was one that wasn't going to require you to do any of the things you've done in the past. All the old tools are out. No selling. No presenting, no carrying stock around, no embarrassing yourself in front of your friends, and no losing friends through the process. No, we were going to use the latest technology and ask you to do one thing with that technology. Just connect South Africans to us. If you're able to connect South Africans to us, then we're able to, as Constantia, develop a greater market where we can distribute more products and create greater revenue. Greater revenue puts us in a position to start creating that economic change for you. We call it wealth. Everywhere else and everything else you've ever done was cash. When you were asked to sell something, most of you have got 2 or 3 streams of income. You've got your traditional job, and then you've been out selling something. It's always the new thing. You know, the new thing blows in from offshore, and it comes on your WhatsApp group and your Facebook pages and tells you you're going to be rich, and you end up having to sell something. That's cash. Why do we know it's cash? Because cash doesn't change circumstances. Every one of you has not been able to change your circumstances while selling something or while doing your traditional job. Here at DuePoint, we deal in wealth. Wealth is the outcome that changes your circumstances. Wealth is a recurring extra income. It is an income that is there every month, no matter what you're doing. You might be sick, you might be on holiday, you might be overworked at your traditional job and don't have time. And your income still flows in from DuePoint. It is not dependent on your activity. That is what wealth is. When you can depend on a stream of income, then you are truly wealthy. And that is what we create here. We create this stream of income off the back of our financial services products. They run on automatic debit order systems, which raise every month no matter what you're doing. No matter what you're doing, those debit orders raise. And it means that no matter your circumstances in any given month, your revenue comes in. We have built the system in South Africa, by South Africans, for South Africans. This is not an overseas company, and the system was not developed overseas and has blown in and is now on your WhatsApp group. No, this is a homegrown system that understands all of your circumstances. Firstly, it understands that you are very busy and don't have time. It understands that. And therefore, it gives you the ability to leverage the little bit of time that you have and the little bit of time others have in creating wealth for yourself. It allows you to grow teams. We call them channels here that can in real time, 24 hours a day, create wealth for you, even as you sleep. Nothing that you have done before in the past has allowed you to create wealth even as you slept. And here at DuePoint, that's exactly what it does. We are seeing more and more days where we come into the office in the morning, and there have been a whole host of people who have become wealth engineers at DuePoint between 12 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. That's what building wealth is while you sleep. And that is the tool that we give you here at DuePoint. We give you the use of our system here at no cost. So you are not, this is not like any of those things you've seen before where you've had to pay to get started. Sometimes you've had to buy a starter kit. Sometimes it's been a starter fee. Sometimes you've had to pay for training or application forms or groceries or whatever it might be. There's none of that here this evening. You won't pay anything to use the system. By simply being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically entitled to everything that is DuePoint. Our offices, our systems, our technology, our people, our staff, our client service teams, they're all yours at no cost. This evening is not about you spending money. This evening is about you picking up for the first time in your life a new tool a tool that equips you to create wealth and change your circumstances in the 21st century when everything else no longer is effective. You also don't have to have any specific educational experience to do this job. You are not selling anything. You are not presenting anything. You guys have to remember this, because afterwards you're going to think you have to go and talk to your friends about our products. No. We contract you out of it. What do we sell at DuePoint? Wealth. That is our product. Every conversation you ever have with anybody about DuePoint is about wealth. It is not about our products. And as a result, you're not intermediaries, you're not agents, you're not brokers, you're not representatives, you're not advisors. You're none of those things. You simply use our technology to connect people. By doing that, you're able to put everybody in South Africa in a position to build an asset for themselves. An asset creates a recurring income. An asset can be priced and sold, which is exactly what you can do with your channel here at DuePoint. And an asset is something that is going to outlive you. At DuePoint, your channel and the income it produced for you during your lifetime will automatically be transferred onto your children when you pass away one day. And they will earn the income that you created during your lifetime. In South Africa today, none of the old tools create wealth across family generations. None of them do. We are, as far as we know, the only intergenerational wealth creation company in South Africa today. Everything else will promise you the sparkles and the splendiferousness. You've seen it, the WhatsApps with the gold edging and the black, and then it's got boats and cars and some guy doing snow angels on a bed full of cash. You've seen all of those. Those don't create any wealth, not for you and not for your children to come. Here at DuePoint, we create intergenerational wealth with our tool, the DuePoint system. And we've built it in a way that's absolutely convenient for you. Remember, we understand all your circumstances. You can come and rattle them off. I don't know enough people. These things don't last. I don't like the products. I don't have time. We've fixed all of those in the system because we're South African. We understand where the stigmas lie. We understand the concerns. And so we built the system to accommodate all of them and to build over them. Here at DuePoint, you're going to click your phone 3 times. If you can tap your phone 3 times, you have connected a South African to us. And if you've connected South Africans to us very quickly, they're going to start connecting South Africans to us via our technology. These individuals now become part of what we call your channel or your platform of distribution here at DuePoint that you create for us as the insurance company. We then come along. We come along and we facilitate the purchase of our products throughout your channel. And your wealth is born without you having to sell a single thing, without you having to do a single presentation, without you having to embarrass yourself in front of anyone. We distribute that wealth to you in 2 ways. The first is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 for every product payment in your channel every month that it is paid, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment is made. This is a lot simpler than it looks. You're going to go out and you're going to connect a few people. If they're going to take a product, they're going to pay for their product. When they do, you're going to get R27.50. But you introduce them, so it will be multiplied by 200%. You will get R55. R55 for every product payment in your channel every month that it's made. So I've had people say to me, but Brendan, if I sell the pot, they'll give me R450. And I say, yes, once. Once. Here at DuePoint, you've now connected an individual to us once. Just once. You didn't run back to him after that to beg him to pay or to buy more pots. No, you connected him once. And through that single connection, every month now that his product is paid, you get R55. There is nothing more powerful or more valuable than a stream of income. Our products don't expire. They don't arrive defective or broken. We never run out of stock. It's instantaneous delivery, 24 hours a day, anywhere in the nation, which means that you have the potential to create a lifetime and beyond income through single connections here at DuePoint. These individuals will go out and connect a few more people. When they do again, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%. That's R55. You've been here 5 minutes. You've connected how many people? A handful of people in this particular example. And you're earning R1,000 a month. That's R12,000 a year. You really haven't done anything. You've connected a handful of people and you're earning R12,000 a year with us. Not once off, a year with us. If you want to earn more, just connect more. Just keep building. There's no time limits. There's no competitions. You don't qualify. This is up to you. As you spend more time connecting more people, you'll continue to earn throughout a channel that is not limited in size. From the 8th point on, you always get 4% of 27 Rand 50 as long as you qualify to earn. This is not one of those systems that says you can only earn to this point or to that point, or you have to have a 70-30 split, or you have to this, that. No. You have the ability to create a channel of any size, hand it over to your children, have them grow it further, hand it over to your grandchildren, have them grow it further. When I tell you we're the only intergenerational wealth creation company in the country today, I mean it. You have the ability to create any level of wealth that you want. Nothing that you are doing today, nothing that has been made available to you today can do that for you. I had such a laugh the other day. One of our wealth engineers done very, very well here at DuePoint was approached by another person. So they had put up some of their success on their Facebook page, and the other person had congratulated them for their success but said, you should come here. And the response of our wealth engineer was, there is nowhere else to go. When you are at DuePoint, you have arrived. There is no other opportunity in South Africa today that gives you the ability to create any level of wealth, not on speculation. Normally these other things are like put into Forex, put into cryptocurrency, that's fine. Those are all legit, but those are speculation. You put your 100 Rand in, it might become 100,000 Rand or it might become nothing. That's speculation. We don't deal in speculation, we deal in wealth at DuePoint, which means that what you put in, time and energy, is what you get out. It is a direct input-output system that you join. And therefore, those that understand wealth, like this particular wealth engineer I'm mentioning, cannot even fathom speculation. Why would you want to speculate your time and money when you have a tool that does not include speculation? Whatever they put in, they get out. That is what we've created. So what do you get out in our system? Well, the two inputs. What are the two inputs you've got to put in to get out? You've got to put time and numbers in. That's it. What is time and numbers? Numbers is how many connections. If you're putting in lots of connections, good, you're ticking the numbers box. But then you have to put the time one in. And this is the ingredient that South Africans don't like. We don't like it because we're lazy. Generally, as a population, we are recognized globally as lazy. It's quite sad, actually. The rest of the world looks at us and goes, they're lazy. Why? Because they've learned we don't like putting time into anything. What do we like? We like WhatsApps that tell us we're going to be rich in 3 months. That's what we like. We'll go spend money there. We will. We'll go spend money there. We won't make money there, but we'll spend money there because we'll believe that we'll be rich quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Otherwise, we'd all be rich, wouldn't we? You certainly would have got the money they promised you, but you didn't, and neither did anybody else. Because there's no such thing. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as South Africans, we're going to have to learn that the creation of wealth requires a second ingredient, and that ingredient is time. When we are willing to put time in and numbers, we're able to create a certain wealth for ourselves, not a speculative one, but one that is certain. Here we use a very simple example in the presentation. I call it 3 plus 2. Why? Because it fits into all of your lives. Doesn't matter how busy you are or how senior you are, 3 plus 2 will fit into your life. What it says is that in your first month with us, we want you to connect 3 people. Do you remember what you had to do to connect a person? You had to tap your phone 3 times. So that was it. We're going to show you how to do it. You just had to tap your phone 3 times. Now, that means I need you to tap your phone 9 times in your first month with us. Do you see how that fits into everybody's lifestyle? There's no one that says they can't tap their phone 9 times. And then every month thereafter, plus 2, 3 plus 2, you need to connect 2 people to us. That's it for this example. Now, of course, you can connect much more or you can connect less. It's just going to move the mathematics forwards or backwards. But I think that asking for 2 people from every South African every month is a reasonable request. And if you do that, and we put all of our mathematics in, all the actuarial science, all the accounting, if we put all of that in, then we can quite reasonably and accurately predict what you can expect to earn here. If you do it for 6 months, you can reasonably expect to be on 2,500 Rand a month with us. Now remember, we've been around for 5 years, so this is not based off of some fancy maths. It's based off of actual data that we've then worked the maths out on. If you've been here for 6 months and you've been connecting individuals, you can reasonably expect to be on 2,500 Rand a month. If you'd like more, just connect more. We've had people that have connected a lot more and made a lot more in their first 6 months. But remember, you're busy. We're South Africa, we're busy. So we can only connect 2 people a month. Great. That means that after 6 months, you're only on 2,500 Rand. But when I say you're only on, that's 30,000 Rand a year that you have now created for yourself. That's there every month thereafter. That's very powerful. These other guys will tell you you'll be on 100,000 in 90 days, but they'll never get you there. We'll tell you, work with us, and in 6 months, you'll be on 2,500 Rand a month. And you will actually be there. Why? because we're a public, listed, licensed, regulated insurance company that's been around for 7 decades. We can't afford to tarnish our reputation by not paying when we said we would. You've had those WhatsApps, I know you have. Where there's the guy where you've got the WhatsApp that says, "Oh, we're not paying this month, the FD's in China." Some of you have forgotten, but I remember because we watch all these other things that float in and float out. And here they say, "No, we're not paying you this month." Because I can assure you it doesn't matter where our FD is. He can be in Iceland. You will get paid every month. And if you talk to our wealth engineers that have been with us for the last half decade, they'll tell you no month has ever been skipped. There's never been an excuse. It's a part of who we are as a public listed entity. So now you've got this money, 2,500 rand coming in. You continue to connect people for another 6 months. So you've been with us for 1 year. It's this time next year. It's winter, the coldest day of the year next year. And you've been with us for a year. And that 2.5 has now become 9,000 to 10,000 rand a month. 9,000 to 10,000 rand a month. How does that change your circumstances? You see, everybody wants the 100,000 rand a month. And I get it. We all want the 100,000 rand. But what would happen to your life if every month going forward, whether you were sick or healthy, at work or on holiday, you got an extra 10 grand in the middle of the month? It's wonderful to get 2 paychecks a month. It's wonderful. You get the one from your traditional job, and halfway through the month, you get another one from DuePoint. How does that begin to change your circumstances? Can you now buy a car? Can you rent or buy a better place? Can you pay for private medical aid? Can you pay for private schooling? This is what 10,000 rand a month does for you. And you've created in how long? Just 1 year. 1 year. Not 1 week, not 1 month, not the first 5 people you spoke to. In 1 year of working with us. But some of you, once you're earning 10, are going to want to carry on. So you'll do 2 years. 2 years with us, and that 10 becomes 27 to 30,000 rand a month. In 2 years, you are now in the top third of earners in the country, according to the tax man. In 2 years. How long have you guys been working for in your careers right now with the old tools? Have you worked for longer than 2 years? Okay, good. Has it got you to 30,000 rand a month? Oh, that's disappointing. But you know what people tell me here at DuePoint? I'm not willing to work for 2 years for 30,000 rand a month. And I go, okay, but you're willing to work for 2 years for 5,000 rand a month. Because you're doing it right now in your jobs, aren't you? Or 10,000 rand a month. You're actually willing to work for 20 years at a job that only pays you 5, 10, 15,000 rand a month. And then I say, work for me for 2 years. And you go, no, I'm not willing. See how lazy we are as South Africans? We're so confused about the old tools that we think that that's what we need. And yet, is it making any of us richer? Mm-mm. It's just making us poor. It's an interesting factual situation. People think this is a marketing statement. It's not. Even the politicians don't like hearing it. They don't want to hear it. That's not true. Everybody needs a job. I'm like, a job is really the last thing we need, because look at what it's done to us. What we need is independent ability to create wealth. That's what we need. We need to be able to create wealth without capital, without offices, without staff, without education. We need all of those people need to be able to create wealth. 2 years, you're on 27 to 30,000 rand a month. 3 years, and it becomes 40 to 45,000 rand a month. 4 years, and you're up to 60,000 rand a month. 5 years, and you're up to 80 to 100,000 rand a month. You didn't have to go to a special university. You didn't have to get a special degree. You didn't have to go to do articles or community service or any of that. You didn't have to do any of that. What you had to do was realize the old tools are not working anymore, and it was time to pick up the new tools. And you had to then pay the price of time. If you quit after 5 months, you don't get to 80,000 rand. If you quit after the first 20, 30, 40, 50 people you talk to, you don't get to 80 to 100,000 rand a month. If you quit because some of your friends unfriend you or mock you or laugh at you, or if you quit if some of the people you put in don't pay, lapse, cancel, don't do anything. If you quit for any of those reasons, you don't get to the 80 to 100,000 rand. We ask you for one thing. Just keep connecting 2 people a month. We don't ask you to make sure they pay. We don't ask you to make sure they never cancel. We don't ask you to make sure they duplicate. No. The maths has taught us over half a decade that as long as you keep adding the numbers, those that will arise, and they will build wealth for you and themselves in our system. And so, time and numbers are your ingredient to success. Have people done this at DuePoint? Yes. That entire model is built off of actual data. And every month we put 2 or 3 or 4 people on the stage from around the country. This is a nationwide business, ladies and gentlemen, from around the country to tell you how they've used the tool. Some slowly. Some have not been putting in 2 people a month. They put 2 people in a year. We show you those people. We're not afraid. Some will put in 200 people in half a year. 200 people in half a year. In fact, I know someone this year who's already put in 200 people in their first half of this year. So we have everybody and everybody in between. And so we show you. So we had up this last couple of weeks Natasha Weldrick. She's from Port Elizabeth, demonstrating again that this business can be done anywhere in the country, 24 hours a day. She's a full-time mom. Last time I spoke to her, which was a while ago, she said to me she works 7 days a week supporting her children. She's a single mom. She's in retail. She's in a store 7 days a week. Guess what? She does not have time for DuePoint. If you don't work 7 days a week, you have time, because she's managed to fit DuePoint in with a 7-day-a-week job. 15 minutes here, an hour here, once a week, once a month, over 2.5 years. Little bit. She's built a channel that now pays her close to 9,000 Rand a month. That's 108,000 Rand a year. As a single mom, what does 108,000 Rand a year do for you? She doesn't care that it took her 2.5 years. She really doesn't, because right now she's getting 10,000 Rand a month. It's changed everything for Natasha already. What does it do for you? Would you be willing to put the time in to change your future completely? She's found 13 active people. 13. They have put in 400 people into her channel, and she's on 10 grand a month. Would you be willing to go out and find 13 people for 10,000 Rand a month? I would imagine most of you would. If you wouldn't, we've got to have a much more serious conversation with you. You can go to our YouTube channel any time of the day, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Look up DuePoint on YouTube, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll find a section called Wealth Engineers Tell All. In there, you will find the testimonies of all the people. There's got to be well over 100 now, of people that we've put on the stage over the last few years that are earning different amounts of money, having used the DuePoint tool. I showed you a lady who took 2.5 years to get to 10 months. There's people in there that got to 10,000 Rand a month in 6 months. There's people in there. Go and read their stories. How they got to 10 grand. People that got to 30 grand in less than a year. But there's also the people that are earning 5,000 Rand and that's all they want to earn. That's fine. That's fine. It's up to you. It's your tool. You decide what you want to do with the DuePoint tool. It's up to you. And then there's people that earn over 100,000 Rand a month. They're all in there. We've been around a long time already. We don't ebb and flow like all these other things that ebb and flow into the economy. We're the permanent. And those that put roots down with us are able to change their lives completely. The second way that we reward you is through our XP Rewards program. It is our training program. Not only will we teach you, or not only will we give you a tool on how to create wealth, we'll actually teach you how to become a social entrepreneur, how to create intergenerational wealth, how and what is going on in the economy around you that most South Africans don't even know. We will teach you every aspect of economics and finance through our training program. You know how much you're going to have to pay to be part of that program? Nothing. Isn't that wonderful? Everywhere else you've had to go, you've had to pay for your training. I know, I've been involved with it. Come to the training on a Saturday morning, it's 800 Rand a ticket, 500 Rand a ticket, 50 Rand a ticket. You're always paying. Here at DuePoint, we will give you world-class training and no additional cost. For those of you who engage with our training, see, if you don't do it, you don't get anything. But if you engage with our training and you do the steps and you watch the training and you plug in with our systems, then as you complete the steps, we give you what's called XP points, experience points. These experience points will accumulate, and as they accumulate and your channel grow, we will reward you by ranking you up in our training program. As we rank you up, we'll reward you with cash, because we know that that's what you need. That cash will grow with each rank, and then as you start reaching rank 5 and beyond, we start equipping you like a professional. At rank 5, we give you a full business kit, branded and ready for you, customized cards, an entire kit you get at rank 5 from us. Then at rank 7, we give you an imported set of gold gilded business cards costing around 20,000 Rand. Imported, custom made for you, gold leaf. Not gold ink, gold leaf. When you put cards like that in people's hands, all of a sudden we look a bit different from everything else in the economy. All of a sudden, you have credibility in what you're doing. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size with us, that means that it's not a competition. When you get to rank 9 and you maintain rank 9 every year that you do thereafter, we'll take you and your family away every year for the rest of your life on a 5-star trip, business class, all expenses paid. Not one of these other things that we've seen where it's just you and you've got to get to the airport and you can't take family and they go on some cheap thing at a bad time of the year. No, we go in December after the kids go on holiday. And it's 5-star and it's business class and it's every year. You've got to absorb that. I think most people don't absorb that on the first night that they hear this. I want you to understand that when you get to rank 9 for the rest of your life, when you wake up on January the 1st of every year, you know you have a booked overseas holiday at the end of that year already paid for. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again tonight. No one has ever seen anything like DuePoint. Everything else you've seen up until now has been a shadow of what DuePoint is. You know what's also good? I can actually show you us going. Everything else you've seen has just been pictures off the internet, etc. We've been going for years. Every year we have more rank 9s joining us. Any one of you could go rank 9 and join us. And as a result, I can show you wealth engineers at DuePoint with their kids, with their wives, traveling with us in business class, not with their wallets open, but brought from everywhere around the country at our cost to these hotels, different every year. So you never get bored. On holidays and trips in December that look a bit like this. Whew, it looks like it might be worth it, especially on a day like this in Joburg, hey? Doesn't that look warm? We're going, 7th of December. The hotel's booked. It's a new one this year. The air tickets are ready, and we're waiting for our new rank 9s. We've got a whole group of us that are going, and it grows, as I said, every year. We've got more and more rank 9s traveling away with us and beyond. Who's going to join us at the end of this year? How long does it take for you to get to rank 9? Well, it can take you 5 months. That's our fastest so far. I'm waiting for somebody to break that record. And it can take you 3 years. We've had somebody take 3 years to get there. I've been having lots of fun with this question. I ask my audience these days, would you be willing to work for your boss if he said, give me 3 years and I'll take you and your family away for the rest of your life on a 5-star overseas trip? And what does South Africans say to me? No. Isn't that interesting? We are not willing to work for just 3 years, to have an international holiday worth R250,000 every year for us and our family for the rest of our lives. We're not willing to do it. I know. Every audience I ask says, no chance. I need the holiday now. Isn't it interesting? How do we expect to turn our economy around if we're not willing to work, guys? We've got a lot to change in South Africa. A lot. We're going to learn some hard lessons if we're going to turn our economy around. One of them is that nobody gets rich quick. No one. Not ever. We've got to put the hard yards in. But we do have rank 9s who fortunately saw the vision, have worked, some of them for 3 years, have become rank 9, and now every year they get a holiday like this. Every year. But they put 3 years in first. Others were quicker. Some took 10 months, some 5, some 11, some 19. You're going to decide. All of you can still make it by the end of December if you put your heads down and you grow your channels with us here at DuePoint. In rank 11, we give you another very, very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not financed through us. You don't rent it from us. And we don't give it to you and then take it away. It's your car. We hope that you will use it to build wealth. Would you work for your employer for 3 years if he gave you a car? What must your employer give you in order for you to work for 3 years? This is what is available at DuePoint for those who can see beyond, those who have aspirations beyond where they currently are. That's 11 of 28 mapped ranks in our rewards program. We've shown you the first third tonight. What do you think's in the second 2/3 if the first third has cars and holidays in it? What do you think happens at rank 12 and 13 and 14 and 15? Well, we have people on those ranks. Go find them. I told you we haven't been around for 5 minutes. None of this is a promise that we're hoping someone will achieve. We've delivered on everything I've showed you tonight. We've delivered on it already. You can go see on YouTube people taking delivery of all of these promises. Go find them, those that are rank 11 and beyond, and they'll tell you what it's like to live a DuePoint life. One that does not have ceilings, one that does not crush aspirations, and one that does not create poverty, but instead creates wealth. And we create that wealth off of the back of our financial services products, as I said in the beginning. We have 4 options here at DuePoint. Our Access Wealth Plan, it costs R324 a month. For that, you're going to get 2 products. You're going to get your very own tax-free investment account and 120,000 rands worth of personal accident cover. We take 100 rand of your money every month and put it into your investment account. And you start building an asset with us before you've connected your first person. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It costs 249 rand a month, and for that you get R1,000,000 worth of personal accident cover, no waiting periods, no maximum age limits, no medical examinations or declarations. Our third product is our Family Wealth Funeral Plan. It starts at 299, but you've got a whole lot of options. You can pick between 20,000 or 30,000 rands worth of funeral cover, whether you want 5 or 10 family members on the cover, and you as the principal member of the policy get 10,000 rands worth of outstanding debt cover, which means that when you pass away one day, we will cover 10,000 rands worth of your debt so that your children don't have to. We believe that our financial services products are the best in their classes in the country today. We do a lot of research and we constantly improve them so that we can keep that title. So even this evening, if you choose not to be a wealth engineer, you're able to get your hands on what we believe are the finest products in their classes in the country. Our fourth product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. This gives you access for 299 rand a month to our Buyers Club. We get hosts of suppliers that come to us all the time, offering us prices and discounts and vouchers and services and VIP this and that and the next thing to enable you to reduce the amount you have to spend every month on your economy so that you can get more for less through this product. But you do need to engage in the product. You've got to use it if you want to get the savings that are involved in it, get the services that are involved in it. And so what we've done is we've made a training video for every single one of these products. So if you battle to read, no problem. We've got the full policy documents on our website for you, but we've also got a full video. And every product has a full video explaining exactly how it works, why we believe it's the best, and every one of its T's and C's. Watch the videos, understand how to get the most benefit out of our products before you've even started building wealth with our DuePoint system. Folks, we wrap all of this in what we call our Achiever Quest. Our Achiever Quests run every month. They run in calendar months, first to the last, and they repeat every single month of the year. For those in those months that are able to put 10, 20, or 30 people in and have them paid by the end of that same calendar month, we'll increase your returns and rewards by a bonus 5, 10, or 15,000 Rand. You see, this is where we again separate ourselves from everything else. We've had people say to us, Brendan, you can't earn fast enough at DuePoint. I laugh at them. There is no system in South Africa today that'll help you earn faster than us. If you put 10 people in a month and get them paid every month, you've just added 60,000 Rand a year to your returns and rewards. If you add 20 in, you've added 120,000 Rand a year to your returns and rewards. And if you put 30 people in, you've added 180,000 Rand a year. Are people doing this? You see people looking at it, it's too hard. I laugh at those people because we don't put stuff up that we haven't already delivered on. So last month, Rob put up this lady here. He picked her out of the hat. She's been with us for 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes. When it comes to wealth creation, 7 months is 5 minutes. Okay. And in her 5 minutes with us, she's built a channel already that produces $1,100 a month for her. That's great. That's 12,000 Rand a year. But that's not the big thing. For 2 months in a row, not once, for 2 months in a row, she's achieved the Achiever's Quest and has got an extra 5 grand in both months. So instead of getting 1,000 Rand a month, she's got 6,000 Rand 2 months in a row from DuePoint. We have a whole bunch of folk, a couple of which we'll put on stage this month, that are now coming up on their 3rd and 4th months in a row of achieving the Achiever's Quest. You can't tell us that you can't do DuePoint. There are people out there doing DuePoint and are creating wealth beyond what you could hope for right now. You can either watch them do it or you can get involved and do it with them. DuePoint is available to everybody. There's no capital startup required here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's simply a case of picking the tool up and getting cracking. In 2019, we've put down a challenge for everybody who says they want to change their lives this year. It's a statement I think people don't often hear me saying in these presentations. Would you like a different life this year? Would you like your life to be different this year? That's what every South African actually wants, that just haven't realized it. Why does every South African go out and buy a lottery ticket? Because they want their life to be different this year than what they have. So we said, fine. We know that wealth takes time, but what we'll do is we'll put something together that eliminates most of the time and just asks for effort. We call it our 365 challenge. It says that in a year, in 365 days, if you can put 365 people in, then we'll give you the equivalent value of 1.25 million Rand. 1.25 million Rand in 12 months. Who's here has got a job that's going to give them that in the next 12 months? No. No. And people say to me, no, Brendan, 365 is too difficult. And I go, really? Go to YouTube and look up people who have put more than 365 people in. And you will find people that have put 500 people in 5 weeks. So why would 365 in a year be too difficult? It's not. Everything we've shown you this evening is doable. It's about whether you choose to do it now or not. Would you like your life to be different this year? If you put 365 people in your first 365 days with us, your clock starts today if you sign up today, then we'll give you a check for 365,000 Rand. That's going to be a good day. Is that not going to be a good day? Can you imagine seeing your bank, the in contact, 365,000 Rand has been deposited into your account? You might even get a call from the fraud department going, we think there's something wrong with your account. Someone has just deposited 365,000. That's a good phone call to receive. And you can say, no, it's right. You can leave it. Isn't that going to be a good day? Would it be worth it? If I said to you right now, run out, get me 365 people, put them in this auditorium, I'll give you 365,000 Rand. Would you go out and find them for me? Yeah, you would. So guess what? That's exactly what I've just said to you. Go out and find 365 people. Put them in your channel in the next 365 days, and we'll give you 365,000 Rand. Then, What do we know? You've added 365 people. They're not going to stand still. They're going to see this presentation. They're going to go out and grow. And we know what the math says. After 5 years of data collection, we know exactly what the math says. Your channel will grow beyond rank 9. That means in the next 12 months, you'll be coming away with us on our R250,000 holiday, potentially for the rest of your life. What we also know is your channel will grow past rank 11, which means in the next year, you will receive, possibly for the first time in your lives, a brand new motor car. Do you see how the value is starting to add up now? But none of that is important. What do we do at DuePoint? Do we sell products? Do we sell insurance products? Is that what we do here? What did I say we do at DuePoint? We create wealth. Wealth is the most important thing because wealth, the car and the holiday, do not get wealth for you. They do not change your circumstances. What changes your circumstances? Recurring income. Your recurring income of a channel that's greater than rank 11 is somewhere between 40 and 50,000 Rand a month. That's 600,000 Rand a year. In 1 year's time, if you're able to put 365 people into your channel, you can potentially expect to be earning around about 600,000 Rand a year. Do you think your life would have changed in the next 12 months if all of that occurs? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we have put down for every South African. Now you will choose whether you're going to do it or not. Don't tell us it's too hard. It's not too hard. It's easy. It's one connection a day. Can you tap your phone 3 times a day? You probably tapped your phone 3 times during this presentation. If you can do that, then in 1 year, your life will be completely different. It is now in your hands. If you want to know more about Constantia, go ahead. Go ahead. We are a public company. Go to the JSC's website, look us up under Conduit Capital. Go to Constantia's website. Our financial statements are there. Our directors are there. Our BEE status is there. Go. Go to the regulator's website. Go find our licenses, our life and our short-term licenses and our FSP licenses. Go find them. Get comfort with who you're dealing with. This is different from everything else you've got and had before. Folks, we've got the tools for you. What does Rob always say? He's the other presenter. He says, difference between pros and amateurs, pros have the tools. If you want to do this like a professional, get the tools. They don't make us any money. They make you money. You can order them and buy them at our counter afterwards. Those of you here, those of you around the country, you go to our store, DuePoint.net store. And in there, you'll find all of our tools. At the moment, because we just launched our store, you get a 20% discount on the business card, so order them. Go and order them. 20% discount, and we'll deliver them to you anywhere in the country. We'll deliver them to you. Get the tools. We've just launched our brand new shirts as well. Get yourself shirts. We've got men's and ladies' sizes and fits. Get the shirts. Go spread the good news. These tools help you become a pro at creating wealth for yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to become a wealth engineer this evening, super easy. We're going to ask you to do 4 things. Firstly, you're going to have to become a wealth engineer. In order to do that, you've got to go to our website, DuePoint.net. Very simple, DuePoint.net. Go read what you want to read, watch the videos you want to watch. They're all there. And then click Join or Apply. Fill out the form less than 3 minutes later without a single cent having departed from your pockets. What a pleasure. You'll be a wealth engineer this evening. And you know that instantaneously you can go out and immediately start creating wealth for yourself. Tonight, you can start connecting individuals to us. You can go to bed wealthier than you woke up this morning. This evening, with this tool, you can start connecting people. Folks, how do we connect people? This is important. You want to do this, so pay attention. You've got to download our app. This means you need a smartphone. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it is 4 months to 2020. If you don't have a smartphone right now, you better get one. Otherwise, we are seriously leaving you behind, okay? You need a smartphone. I think you can pick one up now for about $500 at Macro. You've got to go and get the tools. Get a smartphone, and you need to download that app. Download it immediately. Once you've got the app on your phone, you can do 2 things. First of all, and importantly, you can do the training. Any of you ever been to a job where they didn't give you training on the first day? No. Any of you been to a job where they didn't insist you did the training on the first day? No, of course you had to do the training. You didn't know what you were doing. And yet we have people that join DuePoint and ignore the training and then tell me it doesn't work. I'm going to laugh at you if you tell me it doesn't work and you haven't watched the training. And I can tell if you've watched the training. My system tells me. Go and do the training, watch the videos, and then you will know, once you've done the training, how to do the second thing, which is connect people. The training shows you how to connect people to DuePoint through our app. The 3 clicks, we show you what those 3 clicks are. Go and watch the training, and you're on board with us. And then get out there and connect people. Once you've connected 3 people, you're making money. As soon as you've got 3 people on, you start earning. You're then called a qualified wealth engineer, and you're earning at DuePoint. You can do that before you go to bed tonight. Go connect 3 people tonight, and you're a qualified wealth engineer. Get the work done and start earning here at DuePoint. Folks, we are a tech-orientated business, and so we're everywhere. We're on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Facebook, YouTube. If you are wanting the tools to do this business, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know when we broadcast live. We broadcast like this across the nation, Tuesday through Saturday. You can watch anywhere, during work hours, after work, Saturday mornings, anywhere. You can pick your phone up or your tablet or your TV and you can tune into us. But you've got to be on YouTube. Get on YouTube. Facebook, we produce social content for you every day. You don't even have to do it. You don't have to start pages, nothing. You just use your page and you use our content and you share and tag. What have we got running at the moment? We've got a competition running this Friday for a brand new Apple iPhone. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Those of you who haven't followed us, blessings, have you seen what you got to do? Have you seen it? You got to make a video showing me you dancing for joy for DuePoint. Why do I say that? Because when we were down in Bloemfontein on Saturday morning, people were dancing for joy about DuePoint. And so we said, you know what, wherever you are in the country, make us a 10-second video clip of you dancing for joy for DuePoint, and we'll put you in the draw. And on Friday at 12:15, our presentation there, we'll draw out who wins the Apple iPhone. Now, you would have seen if you're following us on Facebook, there must be 10 or 20 videos. There's thousands of you on our Facebook page. How come I haven't had thousands of videos yet? What have I got to do? I even made a video of me dancing. I want to see more videos. We've got between now and Friday, I want thousands of videos on our Facebook page. Go and use your cell phone, video yourself, dancing for joy for DuePoint, and get it on our Facebook page. Guys, get it, and you could win an Apple iPhone, brand new for you. Get the app off of the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and then remember our merchandise store. We have got the technology for you. Get out there and use it. Saturday morning is an important morning. This particular Saturday is our development seminar Saturday. Once a month, we give you that world-class training. It's different every month. It is amazing. And guys, what are we doing this weekend? Well, I'll be doing fundamentals of channel building. If you want to know how to build your channel, you want to be here on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. It's 1 hour with me. Folks, we've been doing a lot of basics over the last 6 months. I'm taking it up a step on Saturday. We're going to be talking intermediate training for channel building. If you want to know how to take your channel to the next level, then you need to be with me on Saturday morning. It's not subjective, motivational stuff. It's objective. These are the steps how to build your channel and take it to the next level. That's 11 a.m. It costs you nothing. If you're in Gauteng, I want to see you here. Don't make me come and fetch you from your house. I want to see you here in this auditorium. I'm dead serious. We get very frustrated with people who hide behind the camera. Come here on Saturday morning, book your tickets now on events, get in here on Saturday morning at 11 and come and get trained and make yourself wealthy and change this year you're in. If you're outside of Gauteng, then we want you tuning into our broadcast with your teams. Do you want your teams to build? Then have them with you on Saturday morning, connected to us at 11 a.m. It's going to be an incredible morning with us, so get here. Then you'll know, as I said, we were down in Bloemfontein on Saturday. Well, on the 14th of September, we're going to be up in Nelspruit, Bombela. Guys, this is another opportunity. Limpopo and Mpumalanga, I'm expecting to see all of you there, but the rest of you, Gauteng, Free State, Western Cape, Northern Cape, Eastern Cape, KZN, all of you need to be here building channels across the country. Start booking your tickets. It's available under events in our app and website. The tickets are free. You know that. But start preparing your accommodation and travel plans, because on the 14th, we're going to be up there, and it's going to be another epic conference like it was down in Port Elizabeth. And Bloemfontein and KZN already this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've said it a few times tonight. I'm going to say it again. You have not seen anything like DuePoint before. I can assure you of that. I really can. We are dead serious about creating wealth, and we believe ourselves quite strongly to be the only economically viable solution for South Africans in the 21st century. No one's coming to our rescue. I'm sure you've noticed that already. We now have to pick up the new tools. We do. We have to pick up something new, something designed in the 21st century to create independent wealth for ourselves, a wealth we control, a wealth that keeps us ahead of inflation, and a wealth that will change not only our lives, but the lives of the generations to come. If you've got questions or concerns, or you think you know something and want to check it with me, come and ask me outside. I'll be outside. Those of you who are watching us live, ask the person who connected you, or call our client service team Monday to Friday. Isn't that nice that you can call a client service team? How many of these other things that you've been involved in had a client service team? We've got one. They'll answer any question that you have. But what we don't want you to do this evening is not pick this tool up. We don't want you to walk out of here left with the old tools. left with a scenario that has not got any hope left in it. Tonight we want you to walk out with renewed hope, with the energy and the joy that we're feeling at DuePoint. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be live again tomorrow at 12:15. If you're at work, tune in, get your peers around you, and let's start changing more and more lives. We'll see you then. Thank you very much.